Super. Okay, sorry. Thanks very much. Andy, it's good to see you. Welcome back to Ireland after Portugal. Can you talk about the initially the selection of Mack Hansen and what you've seen from him over the course of his relatively short career within Ireland and indeed in training camp in the last couple of weeks?
He's a smart rugby player. He makes things happen. He knows how to get himself involved in the game. He's got great feel. He's got a good skill set across the board. And it's tough when you first come into international camps, but the ones who do it best and hit the ground running and end up getting to a good few caps straight away, they're the guys that are able to be told once or maybe twice and pick things up straight away, and Mack's certainly done that.
And in terms of the others that you've selected within that back division, there's obviously no Robbie Hen, Sean Keith Earls are not there. Can you just clarify, are they fully fit or are they fit, or what's the story there?
Earlsy isn't fit for this weekend. He had a hamstring strain yesterday and he's going for a scan today, so we'll know more about that later on today. But he's out, and Robbie had a little bit of a niggle on an adductor towards the end of last week. A good few days of rehab has got him back up to speed again, so he missed a couple of sessions there, and that allowed the other three guys to get through their work. So Robbie's fine, but the rehab has done him good, so Bundy and Ringer get to start.
And just another question, if you don't mind, just your impressions of Wales and the Welsh team that's been selected.
Well, it's a good side. I mean, you look at the back line. There's danger all over, isn't there? So they talk about the people that they've not got. I suppose the people that have got the opportunity this week they will add to the depth, I'm sure, by performing like they always do when they put a red jersey on.
Cheers, lad. Thanks.
Thank you. Cheers, Corky.
Hi Andy, I might dive in here if no one else is going to. Aside from the couple of injuries you mentioned there, like if you were to compare your team this time round to what you were putting out early in November, it's largely similar. How pleasing is it that you've been able to have that continuity going from one camp into the other, where in previous campaigns you probably were having to chop and change your team and not due to injuries?
It's great. Camp was fantastic. We certainly prepared very well, and there's a reason for that, because of exactly what you've just explained. Continuity, etc. People coming into camp and hitting the ground running. So very happy with how things have gone so far. We keep on building for the rest of the week and ready to perform on Saturday.
James Hume, as well as in the 23 shirt, he was very honest after November about the tough conversations you would have had with him about what you wanted to see from him over the next couple of months. How impressed have you been with his form over the last 8-12 weeks?
The same as everyone else. Very impressed. He's certainly buckled down and gone away from the autumn series and put his best foot forward, hasn't he, to get back into the room for the Six Nations. And you can see, I mean, he's the type of guy as well, obviously involved in the autumn, and then things are a little bit fresher for him coming back in. There's not a massive break, is there, between the autumn and the Six Nations, etc. So his knowledge of how to get up to speed, for somebody who's very young as far as international experience has helped him massively, certainly in the first 10 days of training.
Cheers, thanks Andy.
Thank you.
Hey Andy, how's it going?
Hey Murray.
How are you? Is Ian Henderson fit, or was he just short of it, or what was the story there?
No, just short of it. Yeah, he's back training fully. We're topping him up every day. He's going great guns, and he'll certainly be fit for the start of next week.
Great stuff. No doubt there was loads of tough selections. Just wanted to ask about Joey and obviously Jackson playing great rugby as you flagged. What got Joey the nod maybe
Obviously, Joey knows how we operate because he's been in camp quite a bit through the summer and the autumn, etc. And then you look at what you need off the bench, and obviously he covers quite a few positions there. So I suppose that all adds up to the picture. And obviously throughout the campaign as well, I know that Joey hasn't played at all really since the injury. But when do you get these people back up to speed? He's fit. The pressure that we put on ourselves at training, etc., is excelled at. So he's ready to go.
Thank you.
Hi Andy, Ashling here from Off the Ball. How are you?
Very well, thanks. To you?
Good. Just on the bench, we mentioned there Ulster's James Hume, and there's also Dan Sheehan that's in there. They're on standby for their Six Nations debuts. You'd be hoping that they can come on and make a big impact. That'll be important.
They're determined lads, and they certainly want more caps. Look, I've been super impressed with the two lads that you mentioned. They're not just trying to fit in. They're trying to add, and they'll be hungry. I'm sure throughout this competition to get some starts in the Six Nations, and that's exactly what we want as far as competition is concerned.
And how has preparation gone? How would you sum it all up? Did you have enough time, and do you feel you're prepped and ready to go for Saturday?
You always want more time, but unfortunately you don't get it, and that's the art of international rugby that I've talked about time and time again. You've 12 days to get ready to be at your best, and there's no excuses. We know how to do that. We know how to prepare, and we expect ourselves to be at our best.
And just the last one from me. There's a lot of talk around Wales, obviously at the minute, but a lot of people writing them off. Obviously, that's not how you'll be thinking going into the game. What do you make of all that?
No, it's all irrelevant to us. Wales are a fantastic side. Look at the history; it tells it all, really, doesn't it? Really, but it's all about us. It's all about us, our preparation and our performance, and we want to keep pushing the boundaries as far as that's concerned. So, that's what we've been concentrating on. We'll see if we can perform on Saturday.
Great, Andy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Andy. A couple of the Ulster boys have gone back up the road for the weekend. Rob Ballacud, Mike Lowry and Nick Timoney. Is that just a case of getting them a bit more game time? Will they be back in the camp starting next week?
They'll be back, yeah. They're getting opportunities to play on Friday, so that'll be great for them. They'll come back into camp on Sunday night.
And just generally looking at the camp dynamic, I know Peter Mahoney at the end of November said if you could bottle the kind of atmosphere of the camp from that whole month, you could. He said it was one of the best times of his career. As the week there in Portugal, has the mood been kind of similar to what you were able to get a few months back? Yeah,
the balance is good. Portugal was great because we worked unbelievably hard. There was just us there. It was a great camp. The lads gelled, but more than anything, they were pushing each other hard. Day in, day out to get ready to be prepared to get to a point where we know we're going to improve. So very happy with how things have gone so far. Gutted for Keith Earls that he's not involved. Rob Herring had a calf injury as well, which will set him back maybe a week or two. But all in all, it was a great camp and a great build up for what's going to be an exciting start.
Thanks, Andy.
Thanks.
Hi, Andy. Miles. Sorry.
Hey Miles, how you doing?
I'm all right. I'm just treading somebody's toes. So,
Ruth will wait. She'll wait. She's in the car. She'll wait.
It's a bit of a technical one, but there's been a clarification in law this week, hasn't there, about the ruck and the word near being turned into 1 metre when that ball is close to the ruck and deemed to be out, and the opposition able to come through and play it and dive onto it. And certainly listening to Jacko speak this week, he sounded like he's going to be very hot on the 9 starting to roll it back with the boot.
Yeah.
Indicating that the ruck might be over. It's going to be a competition with sense of fine lines. How important is this area going to be, and how much have you worked on this? As it's a slightly different feel to the Caterpillar now, and maybe 5 seconds is going to mean absolutely that. 5 seconds and no more.
It's a funny one because they tried to get really strict on this some time ago, and then they realised that it was taking too long, and then the 5 seconds almost became 3 seconds, and there was no consistency in that, and then all of a sudden you couldn't use your hand, but yeah, it's creeped back in. Players are now using the hand, etc. So we had a meeting as coaches and as referees last week, and we got the clarification that we wanted, and I think it's clear enough. 1 metre is clear enough to me, and if the ball is in the middle of the ruck and you use your hand and the ball's out, as long as your guy's onside. So I'm happy with that, Miles. I'm happy to get some clarification because I think it was going a little bit all over the place.
Lovely, thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, Ruth, we'll finish up this section with you.
Thanks. Hi, hope you're well. Robert Balogun has been mentioned there. I just wonder how close he came to your selection this week and what more you would like to see from him, to make that match day 23.
He's certainly close. To be fair to Rob, he came in and he had a little bit of a niggle of a hamstring, nothing too serious. Just set back his preparation just a little bit towards the end of last week. He's fine now. He's trained away with us as well. Mack got the upper hand as far as this preparation is concerned. He gets the chance to shine, and Rob will play his part through the competition, I'm sure.